G'day guys and welcome to the Geelong and StKilda review for round 14, and it was the Saints getting the job done by 3 points, unbelievably getting the job done. Shorty and myself didn't quite get to see the game. We had a 21st and Shorty had a bit of work on. You've been a busy man, haven't you, mate?
I certainly have, mate. Just starting a full-time job, so I've certainly been busy, mate. But the old podcast is something a bit different, so I'll see how this goes. But there's plenty to discuss, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a bit tougher. He's in the car right about now. He's that busy at the moment. He hasn't even got time at home because he's just got things on. This is the only method we've got available for us. But we'll delve into it. Neither of us saw the game. Going by stats and maybe a few things that you have heard or seen, mate. How'd you sort of assess it all up?
Yeah, as you said, mate, I obviously didn't see the game. I listened to the second half on the radio, which is very hard to get a gauge of it, but so obviously be more generally speaking on the broader issues and things like that and perhaps what it means. But, I listened to Scotty's press conference and he was quick to, squash any train of thought that we came out sluggish or unexpected for the challenges to kill the held. But
yeah, he did,
I think, whether that's him not giving his players any chance of excuse or not, I'm not sure, but I think we're past that of, coming out flat and everything.
Yep.
St Kilda have shown that they can match it with the best side, so I don't think we can put it down to that. But the result's extremely disappointing, mate. I mean, just seeing us play and listening to it as well, I had full faith that we'd come back. And then to hit the lead and be 9 points up, you just can't lose those sort of games. And again,
absolutely, yep.
Watching some of the game day this morning, some shots we missed on goal that you just can't miss. Like I heard the Ruggles one, and then I saw it, and you just got to kick that. And Motlop just had an absolute shocker, highlighted by that goal that he missed.
Yeah.
And the ball he missed. Just some critical errors, which is just uncharacteristic of a premiership favourite, which we've been constantly linked to. So, as I was saying to you before we hit the old record button, mate, I was cut and really angry about the result, but perhaps because I didn't see it and wasn't there, that wasn't the overriding emotion. Perhaps more so a feeling of embarrassment and disbelief and being ashamed of just the result itself, because after the few weeks we'd had, we walked out that Dogs game and thought, we are a contender, that was great, that was real deal stuff. Then to dish that up was, right back down to earth sort of stuff. So we also shouldn't sell St Kilda short, which you may touch on as well. I think at Etihad Stadium, they can't be undersold. Like, that's not saying that, we should have won sort of thing, but they obviously came with the heat and we allowed them to run. Perhaps if you were measuring a pressure gauge out of 100%, they brought their 100, and maybe we were just 90 or 95. I'm not sure, I didn't see it, but in the AFL level, that's all it takes, and they were allowed that extra 5 or 10%. And they, by the sounds of it, were pretty quick on the outside and really hurt it. It's a bit to think on, and I think we probably summed it up really well in last week's review when we talked about this game. I think from memory we said something along the lines of, if we bring our best footy, we should get the win, but we certainly shouldn't underestimate the fact that if St Kilda come to play, they're more than capable, and if we allow them, then we might have a game on our hands, and that was the case.
Yeah, you highlighted it well, yeah.
That's pretty much my main thoughts on it. I'm pretty disappointed. The other point before I throw to you, mate, that I might touch on and to perhaps shed a bit of hope for anyone who's listening and just panicking about the Cats' chances, I think the train of thought that will come around with Geelong is that we can beat the good sides and match it with them, but then we seem to take the foot off the pedal against these lesser sides in Carlton, Collingwood and St Kilda. Now, the easy thing to say is that we play well against good sides and bad against poor sides. That's the easiest, simplistic, everyday Joe comment to make. I think perhaps that there might be an element of that, and perhaps in the past, there has been. But I think we could hopefully draw some sort of promise from the fact that maybe some of these bottom sides just have weapons that concern us. And maybe some of the top sides don't possess those exact weapons, or our weapons go better to their weaknesses, things like that. I mean, that is something I've sort of drawn on, just been hopeful more than anything. That, well, we know we can beat the best sides. Why can't we always beat these lesser sides? Maybe it's just the fact of these couple of sides, they're quick, they've had very good days, they've been up for us, they've got us. I'm not fully hitting the panic button because, when I really think about it, I know we can match it with the best. It's just we got to iron out those kinks because in a season like this,
it's so even.
Like that it can be the difference of a double chance or not. But I've rattled on a lot there, mate.
That's all right.
There's quite a few points, but I'll pass it over to you there and grab some of your thoughts on the game.
Yeah, cool, mate. Nicely summed up there. Just incredibly disappointing. It's probably the easiest emotion to go with there. I saw the first quarter and I thought, okay, we're kind of on. But then we missed a few, and then the Saints just got every chance they got and converted. They kicked 4-1, we kicked 1-4. So sometimes if you start a bit better, then the result in the end works out in your favour. But the fact that we were kicking like that, the fact that the Saints are making those chances get off that fast start is crucial. And we're not a team that comes back as well as we have in previous years. And Scotty doesn't like talking about the team that we used to be. But I really feel of late, I think the Giants is probably the outlier, that we cannot win the close games at the moment. If you look at all our wins, they're all over seemingly, I think, 20 points, except for the Giants one. So that's 9 other ones that aren't close. And in their losses, probably this year and last year, we're not able to come back and get in front and then take on the win to get over the line. So I think that's been a real concern of late. And come finals time, if the Cats make it, which they should, that can be the difference between winning and losing a final, coming out what they call flat, which coaches don't like. That can be the difference between winning and losing a final, just showing up, the right preparation, and just converting chances. And the big pointer I got out of the game was just not being able to execute under the pressure when we had to deliver. That was probably the main thing there. But
I agree.
Yeah, so I found we kicked 13-12, StKilda 14-9. I guess they made the most of their chances. But when you just have really, really easy ones, as you said, like Motlop in the goal square, no one in the world could have ever missed that. And then Dangerfield and Motlop were chilling on the bench, no one coming off. I don't know what was going on there. I only saw a little bit of vision. But yeah, credit to the Saints, though. They brought their A game. Lots of these lower sides seem to bring their A game to play well against us. I don't know how or why. Scott doesn't know. We don't really know. So I think, as you said, ironing out those kinks.
You make on the pressure, executing your skills on the pressure, because I totally agree there, mate. I think the last 5 minutes in particular, which I did see on the TV, I just got home, really showed that. I mean, the pressure was real. It was going nuts. The stadium was shaking and the pressure was immense. And we really did will. So that was, pretty disappointing. Just poor decision-making under pressure. And as you say, that's what finals are all about.
Yeah, and that can be our Achilles heel going into the big games, and why we've won 1 out of 6 finals since 2011. Just that ability to be able to be composed under pressure. And we're phasing in and out. We got youngsters and all those types of things. But look, the more I look at this game, the more I think how it's Hawthorn's premiership to lose. I mean, I'm kind of hitting the panic button, but I'm kind of I don't really know what to really make out of the game. Like, these games you just simply can't lose. It gives no real clarity for what the draw means for us. Are we a good side? Are we a top 8 side, top 4 side? Are we contending? It's tough to really get clarity on that, but time will tell, mate. One last point. It's intriguing, mate. Selwood and Dangerfield are obviously a big part of the Cats' success. If they're playing well, we're playing well. It's amazing how the lower sides are able to nullify their influence and manage to minimise their output, where against a top team, it's amazing how they don't quell their influence as much as lower teams can, which can ultimately be a burden and an Achilles heel for us. If they're not playing well, we generally don't win. Do you have any thoughts, or do you think it's a concern that's the case? It's a really tough question, I know.
It's a good point, though, isn't it? I mean, it doesn't really make much sense. I mean, I don't think they've been hard tags or anything like that. But, yeah, it's a tough one to really answer. I mean, at times we've been surprised that the better opposition hasn't perhaps had some closer attention to those guns.
Yeah, absolutely.
From what I could hear, Selwood sounded like he was our best player, and like Dangerfield wasn't bad by any means, not as perhaps the dominant influence he has been.
Yeah, lots of handballs. Yep.
Yeah, but it's a good point. I'm not sure what the answer is. It's a funny situation because often it works the other way around.
100%. Yep.
Yeah, it's very true. They're so crucial to the outcome of our result. But on the flip side, I think there's more question marks surrounding a few of those guys who just went missing and continue to do so, and their output just fluctuates big time. So I think I didn't see it, as you know. So I think Selwood and Dangerfield were still good. Without being damaging, like you said.
Yeah. So you think
some guys in there that are struggling?
So you think maybe the fact that they may look worse when the team isn't performing well with the guys that go missing, that almost outline how bad Selwood and Dangerfield are going?
Yeah, that could be potentially correct as well. I think it's a fair point, one that doesn't
make sense.
When I think about it, but definitely I think the real question mark's got to be put towards perhaps that we've called them second tier in the past, and more recently we've said they've made it, but we're talking about the likes of Motlop and Duncan and these
Guthrie,
Kirsten, I guess you put in the conversation now. It's,
absolutely.
Perhaps it's time that they are best on ground instead of having the way shown for them by Selwood and Dangerfield.
Yeah, that'll make sense. Take it by the scruff of the neck. We'll make that for analysis, mate. We've blabbled on for a little while, but that's all right. I'll quickly do my votes. It'll be very quick. So Selwood was a beast, as I heard. He got the 3. McCarthy got the 2. He kicked 3 goals. He was really promising and influential, and really good inside the contest. And Henderson took 10 marks. He gets the 1 vote. He's been solid down back. I don't know if he got smashed by his opponent or what, but
it's just nuts. I was going to say the exact same bloke.
For 3, 2, and 1, or 1.
Yeah, not that I didn't have an order in mind, but it's just funny, they were the 3 guys I sort of had in mind, so there you go.
That's crazy, mate, and that's fantastic. So, yeah, that's my 3, 2, and 1, just a rough guess.
Yeah, no, I tend to agree with that. I think Selwood was, by the sounds of it, poles apart. And obviously McCarthy made the most of his chances, giving us some fair light. And,
probably one of his best games,
Yeah, as we said, Henderson took a lot of marks from the radio, was saying he was fantastic, so
perfect.
Good stuff.
Awesome, mate. Yeah, well, that's the quickest votes we've ever done in their life, so that's good. Chopping block will be kind of tough for you. When your voice breaks as well. So how'd you sort of see that, just going by stats and what you heard on the radio?
Yeah, that's right. It will be difficult because the chopping block is the real one that you like to see visually, and if you're going to bag a bloke, you really want to have the backing of it visually and seeing the whole match. But given I didn't see it, I think I'll go a broad chopping block, and that's to the guys that we need to step up and just aren't stepping up enough. I guess a little bit to the point that I just said before. Looking at the stats, there weren't any terrible numbers. Some guys like Bartel was down a little bit, but a few guys that aren't really ball winners didn't win much ball. But I think it's just guys like Murdoch and even someone like Ruggles who looked pretty good, which is why he said again, Colin Jasny and things like that. They're players I like and things, but as a collective, they've really got to start to take more ownership, I think. Now, obviously not seeing the game, I feel as if that's a fair statement, but, someone who's seen it may argue the point, but I think it's a growing trend that when our leaders and best players lead well and play at their best, those guys get dragged along, and then all of a sudden we're like, oh, gee, these guys aren't too bad. But you can't rely on these players to dominate week in, week out. And when they aren't at their absolute pinnacle, West, that's when you turn to these other guys and say, we need you to pick up the slack and lift.
Yeah.
And at the moment, they're not. So, as a collective, I think, Kirsten was poor again and didn't convert his chances. Hawkins kicked some nice goals and took some grabs, but again, he's not winning much of the ball at all.
No, he's not.
Murdoch continues to frustrate. He's struggling for a few names. I think also as a general rule, sometimes out of the back line we can lack some drive as well. I think that's something that perhaps when we aren't playing well really looks bad. Once upon a time off a half-back flank with the likes of Melbourne and at his best, real dash. At the moment, we're good intercept mark players, but not necessarily that drive and rebound. So I think that's perhaps something that always quiet. He does those sort of roles well, and Murdoch also that bit of master. Stuff. I know they played today. Of course, I've been working today, so I didn't get a chance to have a look at it. I think I wouldn't be surprised if there were a few changes, perhaps.
Yeah, so if you didn't catch that one, guys, Shorty was just saying Mitch Clark could be a possible in for Kirsten. Didn't get to see much of the VFL. And yeah, I'll move on to the bye, mate, which is probably a good thing to have. I mean, we're traditionally not great after the bye, but hopefully we actually respond well. We've got the Swans the week after, though, at Simmons Stadium. Absolute must-win game, huge top-4 clash. We've done pretty well against Sydney of late at home, so I reckon we're a pretty good chance to win. I mean, our record against top 8 sides has been really good, and at home, every time I've been tipping Geelong, they've lost, and when I haven't been tipping them, they've been winning. I was going to mention that to you as well, but yeah, it's been a crazy little thing happening. So I think we can match it with the Swans. They don't have Kurt Tippett, which will really hurt them, but I think it'll be more or less the attitude and the way we play, come out to play, and how we all gel together as a side will determine whether or not we'll win or lose, not whether Buddy Franklin or Kurt Tippett's playing. So I think we should get the job done. I'm not overly confident. I'd say maybe around 12 points or something like that if you want a rough margin. But it'll be a very tough game. It's not going to be easy, and no game's easy. As Scotty says, the competition's very even. So see how we go with it, mate. How do you reckon it'll go?
Yeah, no, I agree with you there. I mean, you sort of enter with a sense of confidence because we know how we can play against the top side. So yeah, I'll enter it fairly confident, but the Swans are a very good team, so we can't underestimate them, and we shouldn't be underestimating anyone, as the weekend showed. But,
no, we shouldn't be, mate. No.
Yeah, especially down the highway at Geelong. They're very tough to beat there, and yeah, my concerns isn't with matching it with top 4 sides, more so the consistency throughout the course of a month, and even the game sometimes. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to that game, mate. I'm pretty sure looking at the roster today, I might have that one off. So
beautiful, mate.
That'll be good. A good no rushing around to get to that game, and a nice Friday night on the line.
That's fantastic.
Anything for victory, I think will be very good. And I'm sure as a player point of view, they'll be spewing they've got the bye because they want to get out of there and redeem themselves. But
absolutely,
hopefully it freshen up and stop the Swans because if we're dropping games against lower sides, then all of a sudden, as you said, these become must-wins.
Yeah, and you don't really know what the draw really means. Like, nothing's easy if we're not beating easy teams.
Yeah, absolutely. Who cares about the easy draw we had? Because, it means nothing, doesn't it?
Absolutely, mate. So, now, that one wrap, you'll be able to come to that one because I thought it'd be a while since you'd be able to go to the next one, with most games being on Saturday and Sunday. So, that's awesome to hear.
It is. Hopefully the roster can work out nicely for me on the odd occasion.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, well, that's all we've got time for today, guys. Been a bit of a lengthy one, tough with the car trip. Been a bit tough with the car trip and, just general reception and whatnot. But those are our thoughts on the game with Geelong and StKilda, with StKilda getting home by 3 points. Unbelievable loss for the Cats. Had to win that, and they didn't, but hopefully they can redeem themselves after the bye and go from there, really. So don't forget to like the video, or the podcast, we might call it. Share it around, like as well, and subscribe as well. It'll be fantastic, guys. So thanks for listening to myself here at the studio and Shorty in the car on the way home.
Good stuff, mate. Good stuff.
It's been fantastic. Thanks for coming on today, mate. And I'll catch you later on, and I'll see you guys all next time.